It's time for Joel Hetrick's annual mid-season charge. And to prove this is a tradition that'll keep on going, he hit Ironman Raceway in Indiana, his best track, and dominated the proceedings. While everyone else was having bad luck and struggled to simply get to the finish line, Hetrick was dialed in with a first Moto victory. Still looking to close in points on series leader Chad Wienen, Hetrick nailed a great start in the first Moto, leaving Wienen to make up ground behind him. Jeff Rostrelli and Thomas Brown battled hard for a podium spot, while Ronnie Hagerson and others battled the track right to the ground. Hetrick cruised to the second Moto win. A 1-1 brings him within 3 points of Wienen. A showdown looms today at High Point. Lots of history at this racetrack. It's High Point Raceway in Mount Morris, Pennsylvania. The ATV National Motocross Championship presented by CST Tires. I'm your host, Jason Wygant. The hills and off-cambers of High Point have been hosting ATV racing since the earliest days of the 1980s. These are hardy fans here, and even with those storm clouds on the horizon, they know that's just part of the story. See Chad Wienen and Jeremiah Jones, two giants in this industry, having a talk. And they know that today could be a day where weather is a factor. There's AMA Pro Series manager Harv Whipple working his way through tech inspection. These machines are shiny and ready to go. I hope it doesn't rain on them today. There's Dylan Tremellin's ride. Wes Lewis getting some last-minute wrenching on his machine. Drake Colling with the absolute brightest color combination out there. And speaking of bright, spotlight shining on Joel Hetrick, picking up momentum after winning last race.
What's up, everyone? We're here at round 5 at High Point MX. Track's looking really good. The weather's holding off for us so far. Track kind of reminds me of Ironman, and that was a good day for me at Ironman. I went 1-1 there. 3 points down now, heading into this race. So we're in the ballpark, and looking at the track, it looks like I could potentially have another 1-1 finish here if everything goes right. There's some weather looking like it's going to come in around 2:30. But if we get one moto in the dry and one in the wet, I mean, we're prepared for both. So either way, we're going to have fun and try to stay on the podium and stay consistent, do what we can, and have a safe race.
Now we're going to check in with Chad Wienen, trying to win the championship back this year. Got the full fenders because of the potential mud today. Here's Chad.
First time for us being here on the new track layout, and we haven't even been able to ride it yet. We're going to go off for practice here shortly, and yeah, just kind of excited to get out there. Went back home after Ironman. Being able to get acclimated to the hard pack tracks, the clay tracks, and yeah, it's been a good stay so far, and got a lot of riding in, got like 7 days of riding in, so I had a good stay at home, and I'm prepared. I'm ready for this weekend here at High Point and see what this new track layout has to offer for us.
Well, everyone's going to get to see that new track layout in just a moment. They are lining up and ready for our qualifiers and practice. Stay tuned. ATV Motocross is brought to you by CST Tires, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Maxxis. Thomas Brown rolling down to the starting line area. Joel Hetrick, Chad Wienen, some of the big stars out here qualifying now at High Point Raceway. In the ATV National Motocross Championship, riders getting a chance to survey the track and also race against the stopwatch to see who the fastest qualifier will be. Big jumps and lots of new jumps out here. The track underwent a serious redesign last season. First time the ATV boys got a chance to uncork themselves on it after some weather really wrecked the race a year ago. Thomas Brown airing out the big tunnel double. Watch this jump here. Oh, Rostrelli! Jeffrey goes down. Luckily, hit that embankment, got some grass dug into his helmet, but otherwise he was okay. In fact, you can see the grass on top of the visor. Didn't even slow him down one bit. He got lucky on that one. Hey, Nick Janusa out of New Jersey. Parker Wawerka on the number 9, clearing the big triple. Wesley Wolf, nice job, scrub, whip, making it look good on that 741. Zach Kesmark airing out the 41 to the top of the hill. This is Hayden Mickelson, one of the newer riders in the pro class. Dylan Tremellin is a Pennsylvania native, so he's happy to be here. Wes Lewis on the familiar number 79. There's Colling. Yeah, it gets over that triple in a very brightly colored machine, and we mentioned earlier. Here's Sammy Rowe getting some airtime. Joe Hedrick is your fast qualifier today. That happens a lot, no matter what track it is. Let's see who can knock Hedrick and Wienen off. Same old story, you know the 84. Thomas Brown capable of doing it, but he's got one eye on the track and one eye on the weather today as well.
In my opinion, if it's going to rain, let it rain. I really hope for a dry race and keep this momentum going. It's been a good couple of weeks. I had a good run in Texas, not the good results with the DNF. Then Ironman, we finally got in the box. Now here, I want to keep this momentum going, but if it's going to rain, let it pour and let's have a mutter. You know, back in Italy when I got to be a part of the QXON team, it was a good mutter for that last moto. I ended up taking the win and going first 1-1 in my professional career. So, you know, that was a team event, but it was still cool to do it. And if it's muddy, I like it to be really muddy. I don't like in between where it's slick, but, you know, not really muddy yet. If it's going to be muddy, let's let it pour. Looking forward to this weekend. Whether it's going to be rain or dry, we're going to go have a good time and see what we can do.
Well, it has not rained yet. Riders have umbrellas. They've got the mud set up, prepared. Bit of a gamble here. We'll go racing after this. ATV Motocross is brought to you by CST Tires, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Maxxis. Let's rack them up and go racing. It's Moto 1 here at High Point Raceway. Wienen and Hedrick are lined up elbow to elbow. Zach Kaczmarek, there's this 84 of Thomas Brown. We got the helmet cam here on Jeff Rastrelli, who had that big header in practice. Rocky Mountain ATV MC going to give you the footage. Let's go racing. Good start for the 44 of Wienen. Oh, he and Hedrick are side by side, and they're going to give it to Hedrick. So the Pennsylvanian in his home track, exactly where he wants to be, leading the pack. Rastrelli up to third, right behind them. And this is what gives the challenge at High Point. Ups and downs, the entire track laid out in a valley, so very few parts of the track are flat. Look at Rastrelli in third, attacking Wienen early. Jeffrey has been very good in the opening laps of the races this year. In fact, has made some passes on those two proven champions ahead of him at several motos this year, and he's trying to do it right now with Wienen. Oh! And clipping the jump is Hedrick. He's off the side of the track on the water truck road. Wienen is by. Rastrelli is by. We're going to find out who else. New section right here. They used to go through a series of jumps. Now they hang a left, go all the way back down the hill. Off-camera corner at the bottom. They come back up and look at Rastrelli trying to take the lead from Wienen. Uphill triple into the finish line corner. Great racing, side by side past the mechanics area. They hook up again in turn one. Rastrelli around the outside, can he hold it? No, Wienen's gonna keep him in second. Another off camber, and now the big tunnel jump. Can either of them hit this? Not able to do it while using the main race line. Rollers downhill. It is so hard to get stopped for this right-hander. So Rastrelli wisely goes all the way to the berm, tries to use the momentum. Still can't make the pass, but great racing out front. Meanwhile, Joel Hedrick is in the back of the pack. Thomas Brown, Janusa, Kaczmarek come through next, and here is Hedrick 13th. And you hear the fans cheering for him. Up front, Wienen continues to lead Rastrelli. Big moment of the race here for Jeffrey. Oh, and I think he clipped. That's going to allow Wienen to open up a little bit of ground, and that's what I was alluding to. Jeffrey's been very quick in the opening 2-3 laps of the motos. Can he maintain it all the way? If he cannot make the pass on Wienen now, it's going to be advantage Wienen, who has proven he can just run that pace all day long. Brown and Nick Janusa, they were tussling back there for third. Brown has a third place spot at the moment. Rastrelli right back up on the rear tires of Wienen. Boy, this is so hard packed and slick. This almost looks like an old TT race back in the old Grand National Championship days. So hard to get traction in the corners, and you'll notice it's staying pretty centered on the machines in the corners. All about trying to find traction instead of stability here. Little bit of a lean for both riders in that left. Flash back to third, Brown, Janusa, Kaczmarek. Good job by Kaczmarek keeping some proven podium riders right in front of him. Hedrick, meanwhile, has caught the back of the pack. As we go back up front. Rastrelli not going anywhere. He is stuck right to that rear grab bar of Wienen. That uphill double, though, is a bit of a problem. Battle for third continues to rage behind the lead duo. Thomas Brown is not that far off. Laps click off. Rastrelli keeps the heat on. It's such a good drive in this section. Gets right up on him and a nice move to the inside. This is where he's got to get traction on the exit of this corner. He's got it. So Rastrelli, who I knew would be strong the first 2 or 3 laps, goes deep into this one. Takes the lead at the beginning of lap number 5. So lots of shakeups here. First, Hedrick goes down with the lead, gets up in last. He's still fighting his way through traffic, while Rastrelli has pulled a huge pass to get Wienen for the lead. ATV Motocross is brought to you by CST Tires, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Maxxis. Can Jeff Rastrelli hold on? He has had Chad Wienen on his bumper the last few laps after making the pass on him for the lead. And it is not easy to go right after the multi-time series champ and just rip it away like that. Look at Joel Hedrick on the number 1. He has cut through half the field. He just made another pass. He's up to 5th around Zach Kaczmarek. Unbelievable run. And it is a points desperation run because Wienen and Rastrelli are long gone. You've got to figure Wienen knows exactly what's going on. He saw the problems early for Hedrick. He knows he's way back. He's got to try to win this moto and shove Rastrelli between he and his championship rival. Rastrelli certainly not making it easy up front. Meanwhile, Hedrick has caught Janusa. Oh, and boy, did he make that easy. Finding traction where there wasn't any on the inside of that off-camber right. And these hard-pack conditions working well for Hedrick. And also working well for the 28, Rastrelli continuing to lead, and look at the gap they have over everyone. Hedrick riding well, though, and up to 4th. Rastrelli on the Baldwin Ford Brothers Racing ride, and you can see he's really pushing hard into the corners because of all the pressure he's dealing with. Can he do it? Can he get a straight-up moto win against Chad Wienen? Oh, you can hear it. Oh, no, he stalled! And they're tangled up. He and Wienen are tangled. What is this going to do for Brown? What will it do for Hedrick? There's Brown. Oh, a disaster. Hedrick's going to get them as well, and Rastrelli cannot start the machine. Finally does, and Janusa gets by him, so a disaster. This could have been a crowning achievement for Jeffrey Rastrelli to get this win, and he stalled it coming into that off-camber. It made all the difference. And now Thomas Brown is hanging on to second place by his fingernails with Hedrick all over him. Honestly, in some of the sections of the track, Hedrick could probably even see their leader Wienen, and he went down to lap 1. Whoa! They almost tangled in midair as the white flag is coming out. Wienen was able to escape. He got held up quite a bit when Rastrelli stalled, so that has allowed everyone to tighten back up, but I cannot believe, as the white flag is out, these 3 riders are this close. Hedrick is trying to get to 2nd. And this is a corner where he's done a lot of damage. Brown, the veteran, not going to give the inside to him. Oh, meanwhile, this is Rastrelli versus Janusa. Janusa just bulldozing from one side of the track to the other on the Gen USA machine, but it's not going to work. Rastrelli will not be denied. Has to be riding with anger right now. Gets the position back. Oh, Hedrick really desperate dances down to the inside and makes it happen. Joel Hedrick, a comeback of epic proportions, last to 2nd. He's got to hang on to it, another mistake. Oh, Brown tried to get it back, and Brown has flipped it. He saw it opening and tried to strike. It has taken the Texan down. Checkered flag in one of the wildest motos we've seen in years. It goes to Wienen. Hedrick from last to 2nd. Rastrelli ends up 3rd. But that doesn't tell the story. I don't know how these guys are going to get relaxed, rested, and get ready for Moto 2. You see Jeff Rastrelli staring at the track. He's got that eye of the tiger right now. He knows that first moto should have been his. Let's re-rack him and go racing again at High Point. Hetrick leads him around, gets up on the bicycle, goes wide. Chad Wienen going to lock down the whole shot. Tremelin right there with a 940. And that inside line did not work for Hetrick there, so he lost several positions. Rastrelli right where he wants to be, up to second. Tremelin pushing with the third place rider, or he is in third, pushing with the fourth place man. Hetrick almost tangled up with someone else on the launch to that jump. I think that was the 9 of Wawerka. Lots of airtime on this track, and we have seen it wreak havoc with all those crashes in the first moto. And it is close combat early on here in Moto 2, and it is causing trouble again, especially this little split section. Thomas Brown, a huge crash in the first moto there on that last lap. That was spectacular. Luckily, he's okay and back for this one. So Chad Wienen leads the first lap of Moto 2 at High Point. The first moto results do not indicate at all how great that race was, and that just means that everyone is still in position for the overall. Rastrelli can win this one, and Wienen gets shuffled back a bit. He could win it. Wienen is certainly in control of the destiny by leading, and then there's Hetrick, second in Moto 1. If he gets a win in Moto 2, this is all his. And he likes these inside lines. He's, again, able to get traction where no one else can. Around the outside, Hetrick putting a challenge to Rastrelli. Working him inside and outside in every corner. Look at this. Even in places where you cannot make a pass, he almost does. Sending it into this left-hander. Split line. Who's going to work in favor of their wheel-to-wheel into the valley? Wide open at the top. And Hetrick hops over the double and takes over the number 2 position. Rastrelli riding well, but Hetrick is absolutely on fire today. Can he track down Chad Wienen, who continues to lead? ATV Motocross is brought to you by CST Tires, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Maxxis. The battle we all expected. It's for the lead again. Chad Wienen and the effervescent Joel Hetrick, who has had a wild day today, but there's just no quit in the kid here at his home race. Not letting any of this get him down. He has caught Wienen. Wienen, very tough to pass. He's a veteran, multi-time champion of the series. Not going to give you the good line, but we have seen Hetrick invent some lines today to make passes. Meanwhile, Wawerka in a good battle with Janusa. Big triple from Hetrick. Gonna get the drive down into the valley. They will be at near top speed at the bottom of this. Both able to get over that double. Back to Wawerka and Janusa. Back to the leaders. Hetrick's gonna be on the outside, hung out to dry in that finish line corner. Nothing he can do there. But he loves, this is the left, he loves this right that's coming up. Used it to make moves in the first moto. He is practically bumping Chad Wienen right now. Unbelievable, the relentlessness. I cannot believe, oh, they do touch. I was gonna say, I can't believe they haven't hit each other. Hetrick temporarily off track. Well, he is letting Chad Wienen know he's back there. Here we go again. Jeff Rastrelli quiet in third. Another great race for him, but when Hetrick is pushing the pace like this and the boundaries, and Wienen is trying to match him to hold him off, it's a tough task for anyone to keep them in sight. Here's the split lane again. Oh, Sammy Rowe is out. The Nerf bar came off. And it looks like Joel has taken the lead from Chad. That split lane back there, Chad, I believe was off the track. And that was the opening that Hetrick needed, and that is the application of extreme pressure. That's what it results in. Even a veteran like Wienen, it can make mistakes when you have someone literally pushing on your grab bar. They were bumper to bumper in several corners, and now Hetrick looking to get away, and if he turns that first lap crash in the first moto into an overall win with 2-1 scores, it will speak volumes about the kind of pace he has in 2018. Hetrick has always been super fast. Plenty of the ATVRiders.com fast qualifying awards, but this is a whole nother level. Last a second and listen to the fans. Dynamic performance in the second moto, and he wins the overall at High Point. Here are the results for Rastrelli. Oh, what could have been. Here's the top 3.
Just finished up with Moto 2 here at High Point. Great racing in Moto 2 as well as Moto 1. Moto 1 actually got the whole shot, had a pretty bad mistake that cost me to stall my bike. Kind of hurt my shoulder a little bit, but regrouped, got back going, and caught back up to second. So actually ended up being a great race for me. Epic battles through the whole pack. It was insane. One of the hardest races I've raced all year. It's just a great day for me to win at the hometown, and from what could have happened to what did happen, it was really great. So I'm happy to be on top spot again, and we're still 3 points down, but we got another good track, Muddy Creek, coming up next, and we're ready for it. So we'll see you there. Thank you.
Ended up winning the first moto, second moto, pulled the whole shot, led every lap but 2, and made a big mistake over on this step up, and it was so tight out there, like, jumping up over that thing. Everybody's making mistakes all day, and it's just unfortunate I made it then, and Joel got around me, and he was able to go on to the win, but I never give up on it, and get a 1-2 for second overall, and scratching on points, and we're gonna head towards Muddy Creek next, see what we can do there.
I kind of threw it away there with 3 laps to go. I stalled the bike in a corner, leading the race, and making the passes on Chad and going to the front and staying there for most of the race was awesome, and feels really, really good. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm up here on the podium, and really looking forward to the next race. And I've always done good at Muddy Creek, so it's just a stepping stone, and hopefully get a better position there.
Well, boys, I couldn't have said it better myself, but I will try. It's the Maxxis race recap. Here's Hetrick's near crash while leading Moto 1. That sent him all the way to the back of the pack. But there was still a challenge for Chad Wynn, and it was Jeff Rastrelli who took the lead. Hetrick, an epic come from behind effort to get to 4th. Then the leaders stall and tangle. Hetrick is able to get around Thomas Brown. Brown crashes trying to repass him. Weenan takes the Moto win. Moto 2, Weenan with the lead. Hetrick has to make a pass on Rastrelli. He does. He puts all sorts of pressure on Weenan to the point where they were bumping in sections, and Weenan off the track opens the door for Hetrick to win the Moto and the overall. For everyone at Racer TV, I'm Jason Wygant. Congrats to Joel Hetrick. Thanks for watching ATV Motocross from High Point.